that he's come along and he's willing to share his experience with us today.
Hello. Hi. Thanks, Catherine. I'm going to stand up myself, so I can't sit down and tell you the stories which I'm going to share today. Actually, I didn't know till yesterday night that I'm going to come somewhere and give some sort of talk or speech. I did give a speech about my educational campaign and every sort of other things as well. But this is the first time I'm gonna talk about my family life, which is quite hard for me, but I'll go through it. First of all, I would like to tell all of you guys thank you so much for being here. And to introduce myself, I'm gonna tell you guys I'm a new father, rather than telling my name. Being a father is not easy for me to know how to raise a child and how to be with a child. A factual and fundamental right of a human being for being a father or being a parent of a child is relax and put a person through a journey with a new life, which needs to be nurtured for the future. Also, I would like to add that I do apologize for my bad English, as this is my second language. So if there is anything you don't understand, please feel free to ask me. Our beautiful world and society is the grazing field to nourish those beautiful flowers which has just bloomed. I mean kids. Kids are the future, and as a parent or a dad, and as an asylum seeker, I'm an asylum seeker, but I'm not just here to give you all the negative ideas about governments and the country I'm living. I'm going to tell you some new dream. I'm going to tell you about some discrimination which I've got as a parent, being a father of a British child as well. The child must not be in the discriminations, and we shouldn't relate them in sort of sophisticated reality in this society which nowadays they're facing. As an asylum seeker dad, it was not easy for me to be detached with my son, 9 months old boy, for nearly a year because of the legal system in the UK. I couldn't see my son, who I reared for 6 months after he was born, for a year. Being a parent, if you are a parent, I know all of you are, you might understand how hard it was for me. Probably because you are a mom, but for that we feel too. We had something inside as well. That stopped me to see him for a year. Becoming a victim, I was a victim of modern day slavery and trafficking into the UK. I was sort of busy to come to UK because after my son was born, I didn't saw him, and he's my first son. And I was really young. I thought, I need to see him. I need to be with him no matter what. Even if I have to be inside the lorry in a box for 21 hours, I risked my life and I came in this country. After that, all started like a dramatical way. My in-laws started abusing me, demanding the land in my back home. And it was so unbearable. I couldn't raise my voice because I was illegal, I was undocumented in their house. They made me work. They took me worse. They used to beat me. I couldn't tell them anything. I don't know anyone in this country by that time. They used to tell me, if you don't listen to us, we'll put you in the jail. They probably will send you back to your home country. I was rescued by the police, and the administration of this country put me in a situation where I didn't know if I will be able to see my son or even touch my son. Because my in-laws used to tell me, we are British, we can't do anything because you don't have any status in this country. I went here and there and begged people for help. Can you help me? I want to see my son one more time in my lifetime. Then, after a battle and interview while I was in trauma, I managed to get legal aid in this country. And then getting to the court was not easy for me. Even the judge of the court now is concerned about my immigration status, just to give me a permission to be with my son. Putting notice how I build a good relationship with my son, beloved son, as an asylum seeker, the social service has set up a supervised contract now, which is very positive. But it's like a dream, and I'm in a fear at the moment. I keep thinking maybe I will lose my son, because you know why? Because of the legal system of this country. I don't know how long I will be allowed in this country. It is quite hard for a person as a dad not to know that how to raise a baby, because being a newly dad, and in this sort of situation, I was being trafficked, I was being slaved, I was not giving food properly, they used to scare me all the time. It was not good for my son. But this society is allowing those matters. Well, I came to a couple of facts which I have suffered, and while this process was still ongoing between me and my son. Social service has done single assessment without my consent when I was rescued. A period of time where I did found factual errors against me without proof and without a loss of religious errors. So when I was rescued, social service was involved by the police for the betterment of my child. And they did around 3 months assessment without asking me a single question and listening to the other side of their stories. And which I found out when I went to the court. I didn't know about it until I went to the court. Now I'm thinking, if I don't have any chance to go to the court, I will never ever know that what is been written in this letter or this assessment against me. In that statement it says I'm a drug addict, which is I'm not. In that statement I said I'm very religious, which is I'm not. In that statement they say the family who the kid is living with, they are not ordinary family, they help each other doing blah 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 sort of things, which is not the fact. So you can see how the system is working in the UK. But people like me, I don't have voice because I'm a asylum seeker. Nobody will listen to me. But those are the facts. You want to raise a child like a nature, in the natural future, for their good future. But how will you compromise those things when a child will go through these sort of things in the beginning of their life? Being a spouse of a British citizen, I don't have any right in this country. Even if dad of a British child, I don't have any right. Home Office can anytime they can deport me from this country. Recently I've seen a documentary in BBC 3 about me finding his dad. He's a presenter in British BBC 3. He found his dad after 25 years. And he, all the time in these 25 years, he was being told his dad was dead. And I was crying yesterday night, literally, that my son will be looking for me? No, I don't know that. In supervised contract, there is a dispute a couple of times with my travel cost, which is agreed by social services. They will pay me, but they didn't. And also contract didn't happen for a month because they couldn't manage it in the 4 months period. But I didn't raise it because I thought if I go in argument with social service, they'll just tell me that we can't show you son. And I don't have resources to hire a place and go to see my son. My rights were not been notified until I went to see my son in supervised contract. For an example, in the court now it's been saying his mom cannot change his name or they cannot remove him from the country anytime. Immigration is waiting for the decision from family court, whereas family court is pointing to the immigration. So this is really embracing situation. Family court in the one hand saying that sort out your immigration, then come back to us. You can have your son. And when I go back to family court, immigration, they say sort out your family problem first, then come back to us. We'll sort out the immigration. I don't know where to go. there should be something, there should be some solutions needs to be done. I find it very hard to cope with my needs as well. I look after my son as well when I go to visit him. I'm a human being and I'm a dad. I like to buy something for my son, but I couldn't do it because you know what? They pay me £35 in a week to live and go to. If I have, if his birthday is coming, just giving an example, if I think that I will buy him a toy or something like this, getting food for me for a week for using £35, and I need all those things like toiletries, everything. It's not easy for me, but I try my best. Yes, as an asylum seeker father, no matter what people say, but I'm still a dad, I'm still a father, and I want to work, be there for my son. Also, this is creating a stressful situation, not in this country as well. My mom is a school head teacher. By the time she was diagnosed from cancer since 2011, because it was an arranged marriage, when I came in this country, I fall in this sort of situation. They are in stress as well. So you can see that what kind of internal link is that. Even in back home, they are in stress. They feel guilty themselves. My mom feels guilty herself that she arranged that marriage, which is for good future, and it didn't happen. Well, I'm gonna short my speech because thank Dr. Vicky. She pointed out some nice points about parents and parenting skills. To be included there. Fathers and dads are not outside of that. Moms did a lot about, I do accept it, they did about 90% for the babies, but dads are there to support their kids as well. You should realize that from the point of view a man and a dad came through, the harsh reality of the society is not easy. We have to face lots of things. I want to make my son's future better in this country because he's British, he can't go anywhere. He has to be here. But for his natural growth, to be as a good human being, parents, both of them are needed. You can't deny it. But the system of this country is so backward, it needs to be reformed very soon. You can't just left behind those asylum seekers, immigrants, on one side and say, yeah, we are British, we are English people, we can do whatever we like. They are part of your country, they are part of your society. If you tell me, I have to listen to that questions a lot of times, why don't you go back to your country? Hold on a second. Isn't it something really British? You ruled our country for 200 years. We didn't tell you that time, why don't you go back to your country? There is some situations people have, asylum seekers. I can't really go back to my country. My son is here. I exposed the trafficking again. They're threatening my parents. Without knowing the facts, we are just telling someone why you are in this country. It hurts me a lot. I want to do something for this country. I want to be there for this country. Being an asylum seeker, I'm not sitting down at home. I work for Citizen Advice, I work for a school, I work for Newcastle Fire Services. But obviously they are voluntary work, which I'm really happy. I try to get back to education. Someone says you're not allowed to go back to education. If any one of you in here have been told that you can't go back to uni, you can't go back to college, how would you feel? You can't go back to school. It's a mistake. I had a study then, I challenged it, and I established from now on, after me, any asylum seekers will not face it. My case is the landmark case now. They are allowed to study in higher like universities. But I'm struggling to get scholarship. Because of Home Office, I got a place in Teesside. I couldn't got the scholarship this year. So I couldn't go back to university. The reason why I want to go back to university because my son is only 22 months old. I thought by next 5 years, if I get this study, if I'm educated, I'll be in a situation I can be there for the community, and my son can say that, look, my dad is established and he is there for me. But you're isolating me from the society and the community. Because why? Because of my status, because of my color. Well, we should stop it. We should let people know that stopping someone to do something, or stopping someone from education or integrating with your society, that makes them more vulnerable. And on top of that, they will do something which you never ever think about it. You press them to the wall, and when they're on the wall, they'll push you back one day. Politics, family life, everything is correlated in this country. We need to be more careful for the kids. They're for their future. I see the bright future for them. But without those sort of skills, without understanding their needs, as Dr. Vicky has also spoke to us about it, we can't ensure it. Dr. KATHRYN, she also gave me a chance to speak to some other places as well. I'm really thankful to her, because people don't know about those sort of situations that have been happening in this country. It's really weird. When I thought, I'm from a country where we have taken around 10,000, more than 10,000, we can say more than 1 million refugees, Rohingya refugees in our country. We took them as a very poor country. But what about the UK? Do you consider yourself as a poor country? I don't know. You are established and very rich country in the world, and you are telling the refugees and asylum seekers, just go back home. Look at France. You see the last World Cup. Have you seen how many of the players played for them? Immigrants. 7 of them in the main team was immigrants, and their parents are asylum seekers. They used them, and they got the result. What UK is doing, Home Office is doing, putting us behind. You can't go back to education until you have been here for 6 months. You can't go to there, you can't do that, blah blah. Getting £37, you want me to integrate with this society. Go to travel somewhere in London, go to see your cultures, go to the cinema. I can't do that. It's not easy. Spending £5 for cinema, I would think that I would have the food for that £5 for a day, rather than going to cinema. How will I learn about your culture? How will I integrate? It's not free though. I was really wondering, I would go to the theater one day, and I went to theater, they said you have to pay £15, and I said, wow, thanks. Probably I'll go to library. Thanks guys, this was all my points which I want to raise this up. Parenting is not really easy for anyone. We have to be really careful for the future of the kids. Because, that's alright? Peace will build up this society and this country in our future. We all will leave, but they are the people who will hold the country forward. And what we are giving them? Illiteracy. We are telling them to go and work instead of sending them to school. I've seen it myself lots of times. Why is that? We are very proud of education about UK. Lots of people from outside the world come to this country to get education. Why our kids are not getting that? Because of poverty, because of the broken system of this country. And I'm quite sure nobody will talk to you about it. And the big people will not talk to you about it, because all they're concerned about politics and something in their pockets which you don't see and I don't see as well. Corruption is everywhere, but we need to put this out. Thank you guys. I leave it to KATHRYN. Thanks.